Good win. How are you pleased? Talk us through what you think about that, because it was a bit shaky at the start, I think it's fair to say, but you came through with flying colours second half.
Yeah, I think we probably got off to a bit of a slow start, which was a bit frustrating. And look, they're a good team. They've played some excellent rugby this year, and that sort of showed in that first half. And to be honest, probably the scoreline at half time probably reflected the game a little bit. It was probably quite fair. But I thought second half we came out and we're a little bit more dominant. I know that I think we set a stall out in that first half of our scrum, and we managed to keep that going throughout the game. And I think generally pretty pleased. Lots to work on, but pretty pleased.
Those final couple of minutes of that first half were a big seesaw of emotions, I guess, for you guys. You see two players go into the bin, you think we're in here, and then Kvesic Ryanak pops up and sprints the length of the field. How did you guys deal with that at half time?
I think if you don't laugh about it, you'll probably cry. It's one of those. He's been doing that all year. Fair play, he's picked the pass again and gone the length. There's not much we can do about it. It's one of those, a bit of individual brilliance, and sometimes you just got to, sit back and applaud it. It's a bit frustrating because we had that dominance with the scrum. We probably could have just kept going with that. But look, backs made a call. Unlucky, it didn't come off, and that's the swing of the game, and that's rugby. But it is what it is. We sort of shook it off and moved on from it at half time. Obviously
a try for yourself. Cap's a good week, being nominated for Premiership Player of the Year. Talk to me about how that season's gone, really. This season's gone, and the award that you've been nominated for. How good is it to get a nomination at the end of this year?
Well, personally, the season I've really enjoyed it. I think that's been the biggest thing. I've sort of found that enjoyment for the game. The coach has been great and pretty much said, go out and sort of express yourself a little bit and go back to what I was doing at Worcester. And I've enjoyed it because I've got my hands on the ball a little bit and probably carried more than I normally, or have done in previous seasons, which has been good. And obviously to be nominated for the award, nice. But like I just said a minute ago, I'm lucky. I sit at the back of genuinely a pretty dominant pack. Scored a few more tries off it, which is nice. But a lot of credit's got to go to those guys up, the front five really. I'm just a cog in a well-oiled machine at the end of the day, and that's what it is. But it's always nice to be recognised for something. But I think some of the other contenders are, probably going to win that. I would have thought, but there we are.
Obviously, with results going the way they were, I mean, first of all, how aware were you guys on the field? I know it doesn't affect you as much, but how aware was everybody on the field about what was going on elsewhere at other grounds? Because in the end, it came down to about a kick that was about that short from Lang at Harlequins.
Yeah, literally no idea. Found out about 2 minutes ago that's how they lost, so to speak. So we weren't focused on that at all. We were just focused on sort of finding a little bit more form that we haven't had in the last few weeks, and it really was a focus on us week. So we've gone out there, we've put in a good performance, not one of our best performances, and whatever happened after that was whatever happened, and obviously it's turned out we've got them again next week, so
Indeed.
We'll get our head in the books again and work hard.
It's the second double header, because you had Gloucester as a double header in the Champions Cup. How different do you approach a double header, especially in big games like these are, and next week's game will also be bigger than this week's, and you don't, I guess, do you have things in the locker that you can turn to? Have you played all your cards this week? How do you do it?
No, it is quite tricky, and like I said, Saints have played some excellent rugby all year, so for us it's just about going back to looking at what we're really good at, making that even better. Look, there'll be a few things we might pick up from them as well, which we can try and exploit, and they'll do exactly the same thing. So there's not too much you can do. It's just really another week. You almost sort of forget about you playing them last week, and you just take it for another team that just played last week and look at what they've done, what they did, what they didn't do, what we could do better, and just take it like that. So, it's pretty cliched. We'll focus on ourselves and not too much on them.